Hello, welcome to another Dev Hangout. Today we're going to be having a look at what we've achieved in the past month. So for the regulars, you are more than likely already familiar with this because we've done a number of impromptu level design hangouts since. But this is primarily for the benefit of those players that don't have the luxury of time to really actively follow the game and maybe dip in once in a while, check out the dev blog, that sort of thing. So this video will be accompanying dev blog 37, and that should be going live soon. Okay, so in that time, what have we achieved? Well, one of the biggest changes in Alpha 23 was a change to the camera system. And very quickly we got some feedback on that, and we realized that you guys weren't keen on having the same controls in dungeons as we were trying to put in the village scenes. So we very quickly changed that, and there was a micro patch to the experimental build. Now the experimental build is really for if you're an active player and you want to sort of get hold of the latest builds, help test it, report any bugs that we may have missed, then you can opt into that. It's an opt-in beta accessible through the Steam community forums. So if you want to go ahead, you can check in there. Chances are that it may be more bug prone, so we like to release updates to that, and then they get a bit of community testing, and then when we're comfortable that we're in a good place, we will release it as the monthly alpha release in the main public build. So if you don't have time, don't worry about it, because everything that we'll show you today will be coming in the next public alpha. So anyway, we were talking about the camera system, so let's go ahead. The first thing we'll do is we'll jump into a dungeon to have a look at that. Let me find one. I'm trying to think. Let's try this one. I have been doing quite a lot of level design in the last few days, so hopefully this will be a good one. I'll just turn the music down. And I'll turn the music up. Okay. So in the dungeons, the camera will always be locked. You can't actually deselect anybody, so I'm clicking here, and normally that would deselect a hero. So in dungeons you will only have your adventuring party, which will comprise of heroes, up to 4 heroes. So here we've got 2, we've got Sir Gregory and we have Willow. So I can click each one just by clicking on their portrait. Alternatively, I can press the F keys, so F1 and F2, F3 and F4 if you have them in your party. And the camera will follow, and also what we changed is we implemented orbit cam, so the camera no longer changes like a first-person shooter. So it orbits around a point of interest. So if I follow this, okay, yeah, we need to update the Unity version of the footer. Okay, so yeah, so this is really designed for adventuring in dungeons. Your focus is always on your party, so we've got party controls. So at the moment I am commanding 1. If I turn on all party selection, then it selects both, and I command
for the Woodland Realm
all of my heroes at the same time. Or I can turn it off, and then
as you command,
once the distance is big enough, they will start to follow. Or if I'm, say, Quixel the Thief, it's very loud. Okay, sorry about that. If it's Quixel the Thief, I might not want my party to follow me because I might want to go into stealth mode, so I can turn off follow.
'Tis an honor.
And then if I was to run away, then my party stay there. And then I can switch to my party just using the F keys. So this is for dungeons and adventuring maps, and an adventuring map is a map where you aren't going to be constructing a village.
As you wish.
Now the controls are different in village maps, and I'll come on to that shortly. Another thing that we've added is we've added interactable doors. They were a little bit broken in the last patches to the experimental build. but they are now fixed, so I can click anywhere on the door, and then it will actually open.
With honor.
I just run out of the way because I don't want to get into combat. So they are now working again, and they can be opened from either side. So let's, I don't know, click right at the top there. And you can see that it's working because it's going to open the door. Run back again. So yeah, it's started. The adventuring mode is starting to come together. We've also added support, and this is one more for the level designers. We've actually put support in for vertical fog, so you can see further down it starts to get blue and dark. And different biome settings in the level editor can now support that. So you can either have traditional fog, which sort of fades into the distance, or you can have vertical fog, which is what we've got here, which sort of is nice for sort of fading away to nothingness. Okay.
At once.
I'll just dispatch these. Actually, what I should do is I should slam them. I didn't put follow monoed. Now I can see here, and we've got Willow the healer. So she's got no sound effects at the moment, and not all of her skills are implemented.
Come get some.
Some of them are.
Say hello to my little soul. Awaiting your command.
So let's just dispatch these. So with Orbit Camp, it's a lot easier to spin round and a lot easier to navigate dungeons. Just better heal Sir Gregory. Now you can also see that Sir Gregory is leveled up. So once we've taken care of these rotten ones, we'll be able to progress to the next part. Let's see what Sir Gregory again, and he's not quite got enough power to be able to pull off this move. Okay. Alright, so the next big change that we've made is we've also implemented tools in Workbench for scripting in-game cutscenes, which we'll go ahead now and watch one. So I'll just open the door. Let's turn on follow mode. We'll just walk in. And the whole camera path and everything is something that we've set up in Workbench, so that you now can couple it with your quest text, and obviously we'll be adding support for voice acting, so we'll obviously be using that system to deliver these lines as voice acted characters, and we've got it's now saying the correct character, and most of the characters now, or the monsters that you can place in the game, have hand painted portraits, and you can set that again. So I'll just sort of get him on our side.
By your leave.
And I'll just go ahead and jump into the engine room. So we've got a few more sort of pieces and starting to take shape.
As you wish.
If I just zoom down, we've got the bags of Everbloom and the grinders for grinding out the magical energy, and we've got the start of
to victory.
Just some conveyor belts. So this is like the warehouse packaging area. So I'll just wait for those. They haven't got nav mesh cuts on at the moment. Okay, so I'll just let them take care of that.
I return to the
Oh dear. Oh,
I
Willow's bit the bullet. That's going to make it a little bit harder for me.
Onward.
All right. Okay. So you've seen this area before, but oh, another thing that I did today, although I don't think it's fixed in this particular build. No, I know it isn't. But I fixed the lighting, or fixed the shader. Well, I didn't fix the shader. I changed the shader. So areas like this, they look a bit. I think it's when I'm looking from this angle. Yeah, you can see here as I rotate the camera, it's got depth issues. So I sorted that. So that'll be fixed in the next update to the experimental build. Okay, so I don't want to spend too long in here. So we've discussed the hero system. Let's just heal everybody up. We were talking about the cutscenes, weren't we? So let's go ahead and we'll jump into... Well, I'll show you a couple more things. So let's just go back to the main menu. Another thing that we've changed is we've changed the way that assets are loaded. So when you're loading a map, because we have migrated the engine to Unity 5.2, which is just about to come out, it's in release candidate 1 at the moment, we are able to have changed the way we load assets there, and that's actually made map loading considerably faster now. So let's go ahead now and choose a level that I was working on, Bonefingers Lair. So this was a level that I was working on, and here we've got Quixel. He's going to be the thief. He's not set up at the moment, doesn't have any... it's just... I've given him lots of stats. He doesn't have any abilities set up at the moment, so he can't really do anything other than run around. So this will be Bonefinger's lair, and Bonefinger is the Withering Dead behemoth. So it comes in from Mordrick's factory, although you can actually come in through a different entrance. So I was just in the process of making sort of some of the layout and styling, and then I also set up. He's not fighting at the moment, but we've got Bonefinger in here, who is a bone dragon or a plague dragon, whatever you want to call him. And Bonefinger is being animated at the moment. He's currently in animation. So I'm looking forward to setting him up and having him spewing acid bolts and belching acid everywhere, and yeah, all the sort of special attacks that you would expect from a dragon. So it's going to be cool getting him up and running, getting voice acting recorded. So yeah, should be very cool.
Orders received.
So this is one of the sort of, it's the start of one of the interior like cave networks. So there's not much in it at the moment. I was just working on the environment. But what I wanted to show you, if we jump in now to, I've been working also last week on the start of, here we go, the very start of the game. So this is, yeah, this is after you've done the tutorial. This is the first sort of campaign. It's the start of campaign.
A building has been constructed.
So again, we're using the cutscene controls, and we're using that to set the allegiance of characters, setting animations. So we've got a sobbing woman here, we've got Kenny, the Scar here, another one of the hand-painted portraits, and you've got some of these bandits, poachers. So we can flick through some of the stories, and all of this was will be voice acted. So Kenny is in the process, so we'll do a cut, and then we'll do another nice little pan, and Bandit runs in saying that reinforcements from the capital approaching. So he's going to run off back to his hideout and leave these three to take care of us. And then we're going to be into play.
Standing ready. Attack!
So let's just go ahead, and to save those villagers, let's use Sir Gregory's taunt ability. And then maybe we'll just do an area of effect power slam and let him get on with it. Now, I mentioned that the control system now is different in village scenes, so I'm able to actually freely move around and away from my heroes, and that's because if you're off exploring your village map with your heroes and maybe a few soldiers, and you want to jump back to your village, you want to be able to do that. You don't want to be locked to your hero character and having to run them all the way back. So that's feedback that we very quickly responded to. And that is ready to roll out, actually, which we should be doing another update to the experimental build towards the end of this week. And that's, I'll have to check the patch notes, actually. I can't remember now whether we've rolled that out or not. Okay, so another thing that we've added is, again, it's the start of questing and the tools that we've added to Workbench so that you can actually set up your own quests. So here we've got a quest giver. It's actually put an exclamation mark, so it's saying speak to Mayor Putenbury, so I get a quest. Let's go ahead.
At your command.
And it's going to change. Yep, just give me a second while my G-Sync swaps over. I don't know if the screen went black for you there. I'll come back in a second. Alright, so we're going to run over, go and talk to Mayor Putenbury, and then that triggers another cutscene. So here we are. Mayor Putenbury is in a bad way. So he wants me to go ahead and resettle the village.
Ready for battle!
And while we're doing that, I mean, we've been experimenting with different things. So, oh, one thing I will do.
At once!
We'll do that. Let's just place down
Construction
the supply wagon. So this is an entirely new map. It was started with the terrain generator tool that was added a couple of patches ago to get a lot of the instant detail in there, and then it's being customized as we go. And we're creating areas of interest, and we're trying to really pack in the areas of interest as best we can. So another thing that we've put in is just a little, before it's the resources, there's just, okay, so we've just got a little pile of resources to help us, and then we would go about starting to rebuild the village. So
new settlers have arrived.
And we've got some new villagers, so and I'm not going to do it now, but you would go ahead and you'd actually start. You wouldn't start from scratch. You'll have a couple of buildings, and you've got a couple of soldiers with you, so it's not quite the gentle introduction that the tutorial is. It's really pretty much dropping you in, getting on with it, and then we'll start throwing sort of appropriate challenges at you. Probably more environment ones, so maybe like boars, maybe the odd spider. We'll see. They might be quite tough.
Your orders.
Now, I know that Kenny and his goons are going to be back any second. I think at the moment, just for testing, I've set it to 4 minutes just to allow, because I was testing some other things. Now, one thing that we're also working on is quest ideas for all the villagers. So as you train your different villagers, as their needs arise, much like you had a quest giver mark appear over Mayor Putenbury, they will have quests to give you as well, and that will involve you going out into... Alright, so Kenny and his brigands have returned. He was protected.
How can I help?
So let's just grab everybody. Here they come.
Come here and see what's in my can for honor and glory!
All right, my love.
Crikey.
Prepare to die.
Squirgo's getting pounded in. At the moment, it's actually kind of tough. So the idea is that you're not going to, and there's some massive spoilers here, of course. Kenny's basically going to be a coward and run off. So and there's a bug at the moment in the code, but he should actually run off back to his hideout. And then Mayor Putin was saying, look, this isn't going to stop. Go and search out Kenny and take revenge. Alright, so this is really the introduction to pick up some of that loot, all of which is far too high level at the moment, but never mind.
Ready for duty.
So then,
Something to do?
at our own pace, we could continue building up our village, or we could actually go and take part in this main storyline quest.
Okay.
So let's go ahead.
Mine is to obey.
Let's have a little explore. Quick look up here. Got a little. I'm trying to put lots of little areas of interest in like this. Alright, so let's go ahead.
Onward to victory and speed.
We're going to get all sorts of things in here. Right, so we'll get used to Gregory to get the aggro since he's our tank. Let's actually can just let them do their thing.
Ready to serve. Forward.
It's safe to take care of those. And while they are taking care of those, the old bandit here and there, and a boar. Talks about those. Alright. Okie dokie.
Yours in order.
A woman's work.
And then you'll sort of you'll come and find the brigand camp. Now it's a little bit bugged at the moment. In the dead these are meant to be dead corpses, but so that's the sort of bugs that you can expect in the experimental branch. And then we'll aim to fix those before we release to the next alpha to the public branch. So the idea is that then you come in here. So those guys were meant to be dead on the floor. So at this point you would take your hero and you go in, and at this point, and this is what we're now working on, which is portals. You'll be able to enter into the cave, and then within the cave you'll pursue Kenny, and the story will continue, and then you'll get an introduction to the Withering Dead and also to the Glade Folk. So that is pretty much the way that things are heading.
Orders received.
Okay. So we've got a nice little area.
Standing ready.
Sir Gregory.
Your
The guys.
Okay.
We've started adding some nice little areas in like this, and some nice little cool scripting things. So if I just set it to night time, we should see the torches come on. Yep. So we're starting to add in things like that. Oh, excuse the dogs. So yeah, Workbench is really starting to come into its own now, because that's powered entirely by just a little script on each at each point, and we can use those wherever we like.
Be right there, darling.
So excuse next door
Quick
some dogs
march.
barking.
Heading out.
Nice little looking mine, some bears. We'll leave them alone. Oh, I take care of them.
It's over.
I've got the window open, so it's because otherwise it gets
All right,
really
dear.
hot up here. All right, so then we've got
Onward.
like some cool little areas.
Mine is to obey.
Now he's set to neutral at the moment, so we could give him, if we wanted to, we could use Workbench to give him a script and some storyline, which would be part of the optional quests. So it won't be the main storyline quests, but there will be some other quests to do at the same time.
Our village is under attack.
Really? Oh dear. Oh dear, well, it looks like one of our hunters got taken out.
I stand ready.
And then, if I wanted to, I suppose I could come and run up here. Get utterly
New
annihilated in
villagers
here.
have arrived.
And then here we go and run
My
up there.
husband's more trouble than you.
And there's a slight bug around this area as well. It is a work in progress. So yeah, entirely new map that's been worked on with scripting and storyline and voice acting,
Standing
quests,
ready.
all using all of the tools that we've been developing to date. Alright,
Onward.
so that's as far as we've got with this particular map.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
So we're trying to just go around from area to area. But yeah, it's starting to look like we swap to daytime.
Our town is under attack.
No, I'm sure it is. The town itself isn't. Oh dear. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back. So that should now be very quick as well. So exit to main menu. Yep. So it's a lot faster in terms of loading there. So let's jump into the editor and see some of the changes that we've got there. So another major change is the introduction of prefabs, although I'm not sure. Oh, I have got some of this. All right, is the creation of prefabs. So I will go ahead and let's see. Right, so we'll open up that level. Okay, so this is that map that I was just playing, so we can see some of the areas here. All the cogs are scripting. Now I can create prefabs. Now a prefab is a collection of objects, so I don't know, let's say I wanted well, let's go over here, and this is one of the torches that I've got. So it's a combination of a point, let's turn the inspector on, with a light, and I don't know if I have to save the script or not. I don't think I have to do that because the script is attached to the object, and that's another change that we've made now. So before, what you might have had to do is you might have had to just put all of the script, visual script, in one place, and now you can actually attach it to any object. So if I wanted to script, well, I'm not really sure what you would script about this, but let's say I wanted to script the campfire. What I could do is I could go over here, add workbench script, and then I just zoom in. I could say, right, so sorry, no, day. If it's the daytime, or rather when, I would put it when it's the daytime. You can do one thing, and then what you could do is you could say, right, oh, let's just change that. So let's say when it's not daytime, into the condition, and it starts. When it's not the daytime, I want you to destroy, and we've got our campfire selected. Oops, so let's go ahead. Now to access the script on that, I can click here, so it will attach a little cog, and I say, right, destroy that one, and then I want to instantiate at, actually probably what I should do is I should do this one after, because I want to use that point to instantiate. So instantiate, and I want the campfire, I can't remember exactly which one it is, I don't know, say it's 2, and I want to create it on top of campfire 01. But then what I want to do is I actually want to destroy campfire 01. So what I'm doing is I'm switching out the two fires, so I could actually swap it between a campfire that is on and a campfire that is off. But of course for night time I'd actually do it the other way around, so I'm doing this slightly incorrectly. But and then we could do another one. So if put another condition down here and say day, when it's daytime, and it will continually check that, but then to a lesser degree, and then we want to instantiate at, so run, and we want to instantiate a campfire 01. Oops, actually no, we don't want to do it that. We want to take the created out of there, and we want to say campfire 1. And we want to run that, and then we want to destroy the previous campfire. Alright, and then when it's complete, go back to there. Let's move up there so you can see what's going on. And that's it. That's our loop. And that will run. And then when it's daytime, I mean, I can check it, I suppose. We could maybe even run this. So if it's not daytime, instantiate a campfire over the top and destroy the original one. And then when it's daytime, set it back. All right. So that's one of the things that we could do. So let's go ahead and just save that as just a temp file. And I can actually preview this. I don't have to jump out of the editor anymore. So I can tell it to load it into the player, and it's actually retaining the level that I was working on in memory.
Building completed.
All right, so I just have to go through this bit at the start, but I'll quickly click through it. let them take care of that. And I'll reveal the Fog of War. Now, if I force this to night time, I'm hoping this will work, but given my history, the scripting never works when I do it ad lib in the stream, but we'll give it a go. So I'll go to night time. Whee! Okay, it wasn't... let's just get rid of that. It wasn't quite what I was expecting because I got the prefabs wrong. I didn't get the fire, but now if I swapped it back to the daytime, I have a feeling it's one without a pot on it. Oh, that bit didn't work for some reason. Alright, so we had a bit of an error there. Let's just enable workbench and have a quick look at... Oh, I can't because it's on an object. Alright, so that feature can actually be removed. Alright, so I've made a mistake in a way, but you saw that it swapped. And that's basically the principle for these lights. So what it's doing is using a tall torch 01, I think it is, and then we go to nighttime. It's actually swapping it out with a daytime one. And those objects pool, so it's not constantly creating new ones which are going to feed the garbage collector. It repools them and reuses them, so it's memory efficient. Alright, okay. We'll go over the camera cutscene editor, so let's go back to the editor. Again, it's a lot faster now to load. Alright, we're back in. Let's take a look at one of the cutscenes that I made at the start of the game. So if I just go in and have a look at the main script, we can see here that we have a cutscene node, and I'm doing various things within this. Now the key part is the camera path node, which if I click edit, and then I can actually edit the path that we follow. So let's go ahead, we'll bend that around. Oops, where's it gone? And we can set, if I pull up the inspector, I will have to hide my face. I don't know if we can see. No, I can't do that. Okay. Sorry guys, you have to... Oh, we can see what we need to here anyway. We can add cameras to this, or what we can do is if I want to move it all the way around, and I select all three cameras, or these two anyway, and then I can go and point the camera at a central point. So let's say that point, and then say set orbit target, and then if I zoom out, that's why my keyboard's a bit iffy. I think the batteries need changing on it. Okay. So now what both of these cameras are doing is that they are setting a point to orbit around. So if we go and actually run that, and I can set speeds on them as well. So if I want this, let's just deselect, go back into the first camera. I can actually control the speed that that particular section moves at, and you can see that we've got different temperatures. So the camera path changes temperatures depending on the speed. So if I make it hotter, it'll start going towards yellow. Not hotter, faster. And then 480, it must be going towards red, and then it gets cooler for slower. So you've got an indication of where it's going fast and where it's going slow, but that's going to be very fast. So let's just knock that back down to 60. We can clear the orbit, or we can, for a selected camera, we can use the current view and it will update. I think it will update the camera position. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at, so for the first two cameras it will orbit, and then for the final one it should frame the scene. So let's just go ahead now. Alright, I didn't save it there, which is never recommended, but it should work, I believe.
A building has been constructed.
Alright, so we're orbiting around the point, and then it swaps out of orbit mode and goes into pan. So you can get really nice camera controls, and you can frame the action as you want to frame it and as you script it. And then again we're into a different camera cutscene there. Okay. And all of these tools that we've been developing are specifically designed for delivering the campaign aspects to the game. So while it's a sandbox game, we're also implementing the sort of traditional campaign elements, but within sandbox. So that was something that a good part of the community were keen on having. And you know, we've done our best to make sure that we can deliver that. It's obviously taken a lot of time and resources to make sure that we're able to deliver that. But not only are we now able to deliver that, but more importantly is that the community can now create all this content as well.
A woman's work is
And what we might do is I might go and just grab a community map off the forums. I don't know if it's been updated to this one actually, but we perhaps might give it a go. We can go and find out about Kenny and why he's got his nickname and so on and so forth. Okay. I didn't talk about prefabs, did I? But I started to and I forgot. So let's go back to prefabs. I got distracted. So anyway, as I was saying, we were making. Let's just go back up here. We were going to make a prefab out of this. So we select the point and the light, and then. So this is my list of existing prefabs. If I go and hit H, I can then actually set up a prefab. Now there's nothing really to show on this because in fact that's not the best example. So let's try something else. Let's say this camp here. Press O to go into overhead mode, and then let's say I actually want to create a prefab of all of these pieces. And then what we can do is once I've got our pieces selected, we can press H, and then it'll actually give me a preview. So I can. This is meant to create the and change the elevation. It's meant to create the preview icon for it. So let's call it my stream prefab. Create. Oh, okay, that's worked. It's got the. It doesn't show everything, so it doesn't show all of the. It doesn't show things like triggers or stuff like that. Now we've got our prefab. If I want to come over here, and this will be saved and be there for you when you go back into editing. You can just recreate your prefab. Oh. And there we have a saved prefab. Now these are all prefabs that I've saved in previous sessions. So if I just, this is actually from Mordrick's factory, so it's not part of this kit at all. And it's just a very quick way for you to make interesting pieces. Now we've also been working on Steam Workshop integration, and you will eventually be able to share all these pieces. So if somebody comes up and shares a really cool looking prefab, then you'll be able to download that by subscribing to the item in Steam Workshop, pull it down, and you'll actually be able to use it in your own map designs as well. But the biggest benefit really of Steam Workshop is so that content creators, including ourselves and the community, can actually share new maps, worlds, campaigns and stories with the community. Okay, so that's prefabs. A couple of other changes we've got in this version as well for the alpha is we've got a toggle now for visual editors, so you can actually declutter some of the things that are likely to start clogging up your screen. If I go back to the village view, where is it? Where's our village? Down here. So we've obviously got quite a bit of clutter starting to mount up, so you can turn that off if you want. Let's see what else we've got. Now there are obviously new monsters as well. So we've already seen the 2 bandits. And we'll have a look at some of the portraits that they've been doing. Now if you remember, in the bottom left we have a portrait window. And all of these nice hand-painted portraits are being created, and most, I don't believe that, I think the Beastman has been worked on this week. The Glade Folk, so we've got Nara, we've got the Spriggan, Swamp Beast. The Wood Imp was actually done. Let's go and see if we can find the Wood Imp. Just bear with me 1 second. Won't be 2 seconds. Let's have a look. Okay. If I jump to here, we can see here we've got some of them. So we've got the wooden, that's not in the game at the moment. We've got the Spriggan, and we've got the Yeti. That's just some of them that are being made. And those monsters are all being added in and starting to appear, so we can actually use those now in our maps. So if I come down here, I can actually create a Spriggan. And have a Spriggan in our map. Let's see who else we've got. The goblins now have spawn points as well, so we can actually drop a goblin in. Grublins, should I say? We're changing the name of those, yeah, to Grublins. We've got Quixel, who you saw earlier, although that's a work in progress. House Rawn, I haven't added those yet. One for the Kobold. We've got 3 different ogres, so we've got the Goblin's Behemoth, which is Merp. It should be a little bit bigger though. Merp the Dentist. And he's got a little retractable tool there. And we've got the Ogre in from the original game. And we've got Brom, who is too big, but he should be more about that sort of size. That's Lilith's undead husband. Yeah, we don't have a portrait at the moment for the snail. Okay, so that, yeah, I'll have a look at that map shortly. Let's see, you go out to characters. Oops. There you go, shown. We've got nice portraits for the Toadkin. Let's see, the Withering Dead. Mordrix isn't working for some reason, but all of these, so Lilith should have, she does have one, but it's not in at the moment. Well, it is in game, but it's not been updated to sprite. And we're getting ones for skeletons and zombies, so they'll be updated soon. The monks, Wolf Chow's had his done, and we'll update the ones for the other Werfu monks. And of course the Yeti, they've had that done. Now we've got more monsters that we'll be adding in. So in Alpha 23, I think it was it 22? 23. We added a number of characters, including the ones that you can see on the screens, and then we've got more characters to add. We just haven't got round to them yet. It's fairly time consuming to get them and get them set up, so we'll have another batch hopefully in time for the next public release. And they'll start to be used in all of the storylines that we're creating. Okay. Now I wanted to, let's go ahead, I will just go and grab a map from the Steam community, the community maps and content. It's called The Adventure of Sir Gregory. What's he done with it? Map link, there it is. Okay, yeah, I've got that. So let's just go ahead and put that in our maps folder. Just bear with me a second, guys. Okay, and then if I jump back to the main menu. Now this is a level that has been created by one of the community members. It's not one that we have created, but it's obviously using all of the tools that we have developed for rapid content creation. So let me go and find it first. The Adventures of Sir Gregory. Here we go. So this is by Scum
A building has been constructed.
I believe he's German.
Construction completed.
story of Sir Gregory began one day. He woke with a terrible hangover after having spent the entire previous night testing the alcoholic beverages of the local inn. Now, bearing in mind, Scumlerin is German, so English is not his primary language, so there are some, mistakes and stuff. But if you look past that, there's a really entertaining piece of content, community content here to be enjoyed, and quite humorous writing as well. With no idea of what happened last night, Sir Gregory came up with a brilliant plan. I won't read that. Holy cow, what a night. I need to figure out what happened. I need to go see the innkeeper. Maybe she has an idea of what happened. I can't do accents, by the way, so I'm not about to do this. So this is all scripted by Scumlerin, using workbench and everything. Basically everything that I've showed you today. He's using everything as it's intended to be used, so it's lovely, lovely map to play. And so, in his own way, Sir Gregory had ended one drinking adventure the day before, and most likely set out to start another one. The new adventure of Sir Gregory, the local hero, had finally begun. Good morning, Sir Gregory. See, got it. Have you slept well? Do you remember anything from yesterday evening? I can safely say I remember absolutely nothing from yesterday evening. So the background is, and I will leave you to enjoy the storyline, but him and his mates got really drunk. They can't remember any of it. He went to pay the bill, screamed and ran out and ended up on somewhere on the beach, and he's lost the bar tab. So he's got to go and find the bar tab like a good honest hero, come back and pay it. Alright, so now we've got to go and find...
As you command.
So if I look down here, oh, what's this? I'll just go down here. I'll just zoom down. So it looks like we've got some, and there's obviously big spoilers here, so skip this bit if you want to enjoy the map. So we'll just follow the trail of mugs. Aha, what's this? All right. So he's found his bar tab. So he's quite shocked by how much he spent. I mean, you really need to play this for yourself, and because I really enjoyed it. I really can't do the writing justice because I'm not a voice actor. So anyway, we've got to go back and pay. So yeah, it looks like he's updated this, the latest version. So we've now got to go and find the bar. We found the bar tab. Return to the barkeep. So let's run over to her. Oops, we're obviously not quite close enough there.
Orders received.
Go on, get a bit closer. There we go. So he's paid his money off, and now he's got no money at all. So he's got to go and find some work. So I've got to earn drinking money, 1,000 gold, and visit to Buttertown to find a job. Alright, so let's go down here. Actually, let's go up here. Let's follow the path. Probably be a good point to start, wouldn't it?
With honor.
What I like here is that I'll try and get past, and Henry McNug is saying you can't pass because there's evil beasties beyond there. So I'll go and earn some money and get some better equipment before he'll let me through.
Orders received.
There is a cheat actually, but I'm not going to tell you on that. But Scumlerin, you can get through there, just be aware of that. Or at least you could prior to the update. So let's go ahead and jump into Buttertown. So even stories of Sir Gregory's drinking have got this far already. So he's passing in the correct portraits, but Sir Gregory's wasn't showing up for some reason. This should be Sir Gregory, I think. He's showing his advisor at the moment. So there's a little bug in our code at the moment where if you assign a quest giver to a character, it for some reason shows their health bar. There's a little tongue-in-cheek writing as well. It's in Folktales style. So we've got to go and see the monk. It says help the monk. I guess we're having a little fly through using the cutscene tools that I showed you earlier. Again, this is a community created map with the tools that we're also using. So once Steam Workshop is in, all of this content will start coming online and will increase the replayability of Folktale. Alright, so we're free now to go in, so let's see where we can go. I think we'll go up the top first. Nobody's to talk to there. Oh, looks like a farmer. He's got some pigs, so let's go and talk to the farmer first. Here comes Sir Gregory. Sir Gregory, so good that you made it here. I am in need of a guy with your skills. My pigs need more hay, and I have no idea where to get any. Obviously do not have the choice of leaving my pigs here alone while I go search for hay. They would become lonely and possibly depressed. So I need you to go and get some hay for my pigs. The pay will be decent. Now when I think about it, although quite hungover, I do remember passing some hay early today. I'll go hunt for the hay and return promptly. Thank you so much, Sir Gregory. My pigs will really appreciate it. Alright, so that's...
Quick march!
We've spoken to the farmer. I'm not quite sure why that's not updated. Oh, because it says help, so I guess we've got to complete the quests. So we've got a quest here. Sir Gregory, another interesting night. Yes, the tales of your alcohol intake has reached even me, but there is no time for small talk. I need your help. Our little graveyard has become hunted by foul and dead creature. You need to slay it for me. I've not seen it myself, but the townsfolk say that it appears once you read the text on the big tombstone next to the church. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Well, it's night time. I guess this is it, so let's go ahead. Okay, I guess it's not checking for daytime, but... Our skeletons are... Sir Gregory is only level 1, I think. Let's just check. Yeah, he's level 1. So this might be a tough fight. I need to be careful. Better get some... Alright. Okay. So we've taken care of the skeleton. I can return to the monk. The undead creature is no more. Thank you so much for Gregory. Here's the money. So I can complete that quest, and that's done. And then my gold should have gone up. I'm going towards the herbalist. This is a bug that we know about. It's in a shade for some reason. It seems to be in certain locations that... yeah, you can see it changes there. Anyway, onward. So, I'm not going to do all of this because obviously I don't have time because this is quite a lot. There's a good hour to play all this map. There's some really comical bits in it, so let's go ahead now. I would share some.
At once!
So let's go ahead and get out of the village. There's all little characters. We've got the butcher that we can do quests for, and we've got down here, we've got the fisher down on the beach. So that was the starting area. So it's pretty big. Let's see if we can get past. There's a little bit of a cheat. Yeah. It just needs to put a nav mesh cut in there. You didn't see me do that, okay? I'm going to have to be
Quick
careful
march.
because I don't have the gear that you're going to have if you complete the steps leading up to this. Let's see what we've got. Who's down there? Let's actually just skip past them. That's this guy I want to talk to. Greggy the hero, hello there. I'm so pleased that you happened to pass by. He wants to show me something. So we'll walk over here. Oh, I guess Sir Gregor is not following for some reason. He needs to use the Fog of War revealer on this point. Yeah, look, Sir Gregor's over there. If you use the Fog of War revealer, or reveal Fog of War, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you would be able to reveal all of this area so it wasn't in fog.
With honor.
Another thing that we've... oh, no, I haven't turned on the colliders. Yeah. Alright, so you can no longer tilt the camera up too far. So before you would get all sorts of shake and all, you know, wouldn't look good at all. So that is now fixed in this build.
Tally ho!
Let's keep running. You've got all sorts of areas. You've got like a... Hello? I'm seeing you. Oh, I'm not quite sure about that, but... Got like an undead area here. Cave. Let me go and find it. Where is it? One of my favourite spots. Gosh, it's so many places on this map. It's hard to find. Is it over here? I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, it's over here.
Orders received.
Over here.
Come to daddy!
So it's got like a
Double
nice...
time!
I guess she needs to mark this map as a an adventure map, because then the camera would follow the hero, and it's much... because you don't do any construction in this one, as far as I'm aware, so it would definitely be better if the camera locked on and tracked the hero.
As you
so it's like a nice... Oh, we've got a little cutscene. Yeah, so this is the hermit. So Gregor, I'm so happy that you passed through these forests. I need your help badly. What can I help you with, my dear hermit friend? Well, my chickens, you see, they're all gone. They were my only friends, and they were all lost. I forgot to lock the gate to their enclosure. Against their own best judgment, they have ventured out into the world and direly need help to get back. So you need me to go and find your missing chickens. Yes, Betsy, Alfred, Chuckles, Pecky, Jumpy, and George need to be found. And there it goes on. And you get a new quest.
double time!
So this is the hermit. You know, it's just lots of nice little details. Like you've got a little picnic area, and you've got a little tower over here, and you've got where is it? Nice little mine area. Where's the beach? You've got a nice little sort of camp. Interesting use of stonework. So yeah, I definitely recommend jumping over into the community forum, into the community maps and content, and getting hold of this one. It's enjoyable to play. You know, obviously it's got rough parts that I'm sure will be changed as we add more tools to the editors and everything. You know, when we fix bugs like that being appeared. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, let me have a look in the source commits, see what else we've pushed. Lots of nodes. Okay, what's in the add random from list node? All right, so I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up the stream. So it is starting to come along nicely. It's great to see the community starting creating engaging content with the tools. I'm sure that the standard of those is going to continue to improve, as do ours. And we've shared some content as well that we've been working on ourselves. So there's lots going on, yeah. And I think, as I said, we'll have another update to the experimental build towards the start of this weekend. And hopefully Portals will be able to roll out something in the coming weeks, and we can start connecting maps together so that you can travel from like the grassland to the swamp to the snow to the lava, and start doing quests for all of the different factions in that. So yeah, making good progress. All right, well, thanks very much for joining us today. I hope you have a great Wednesday. As ever, we're in the forum if you want to ask us any questions, so feel free to pop along on there. Otherwise, we will talk to you no doubt when the patch is out this weekend, and probably see you again next week for next week's Dev Hangout. All right, take care. Bye-bye.